Good morning and welcome to Rise and Shine right here on WEAC TV24. It is Monday, April the 15th, so it is tax day. Make sure that you're filing your taxes tonight before midnight. You still have some time, so I know a lot of people might be running to your local accountant or tax professional. So good luck on that today, and we want to wish all of those accountants out there really good luck because I know this is that day for them. So thanks for working so hard for us. Well, welcome on your Monday morning. We are going to be talking some things about sports, which we all know I know so much about, but not really. But I did bring in our friend Bo Starkey with Average Joe's Sports Talk and his buddy here, Coach O'Brien with Coosa Christian. So welcome.
Good morning.
How you doing, Courtney?
I'm good. I'm learning a lot about sports recently, especially having this show and getting to speak with coaches and learn more about the sports community that we have here, and it's really strong.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, this is definitely a community, an area that really promotes sports, whether it be high school sports, college sports. That's kind of where we are, right? High school and college sports.
Yeah, we do. You know, TV24 is branched into, some college sports as well, but in our neck of the woods, you said it best, the high school sports is king. It's a good way to reach the communities and the kids for sure.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
It gives the kids such a great outlet, and I'll let you expand on that, Coach. But first, I want to know the story behind your friendship, because you seem to be pretty good buddies. I want to know the meet cute. How did you meet each other?
Do you want to start it?
Yeah, I can start that.
Okay.
He actually, when Coach took over at Coosa Christian, Average Joe's, we were established and we were rolling along pretty good, and I actually had a guy I paid for some sponsorships. Around the first interview I ever did with him was the guy that paid for the sponsorships up in Southside. But I'd met him before that. We used to do at Dr. Sparks in Gadsden, Derek Sparks' office. We would bring in all the players from about 12 to 14 schools a week. We would feed them. We would, Derek would feed them, and Daniel Sparks. They would give them pizzas. We'd give them shirts. And then we'd put them on it's like an ESPN experience for them.
Wow.
So we'd talk about the game that week. We'd take photos of everybody who showed up. Well, Coach had just taken over at Coosa Christian, and we reached out and we said, "Hey, we want you here." And he's like, "Sure, I'm in." So when he got there, he and I started talking, and his background and all kind of is what started. I was really intrigued because he was a Navy SEAL, and you don't see many Navy SEALs. Less than 1% of 1% of 1% of Americans are Navy SEALs, And he talked about his vision of what he wanted to do at Coosa Christian, and so then after that, he would bring his kids in each week, and that first season they were losing, and but I told him, I said, we're going to be there regardless, whether you're winning or losing. That's one thing about Average Joe's I like. If you're the 7A state champ Thompson, or you're just a 1A school that's losing, we're going to treat you the same. And so we did that. So I gained his respect through that. And then I did a one-on-one interview with him. He didn't know about my background of like growing up in the projects and working 100-hour work weeks to get to where I was. So we shared those background stories, and ever since then, me and him has become really, really good friends.
That's it.
There it is. So that's been, what, about 5 years ago?
4.
Mm-hmm.
4 or 5?
4 years.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, Coach, thank you for your service.
Yeah,
And
appreciate it.
what segued from being a Navy SEAL to being a high school football coach?
I was obsessed with sports growing up. I came from a sports family, and I wasn't. I played hard. I practiced hard. I worked hard. I just wasn't big enough. And so it's really, sports was always my coping mechanism. All right. So once I graduated high school, I needed another challenge in my life. I knew I couldn't play college ball. And so there was a movie with Charlie Sheen that came out as Navy SEALs. And so I went and watched it with my buddy, and I'm like, "Hey, I'm going to do that." He said, "You out of your mind. You ain't going to do that." I didn't know anything about it. And I was like, "Yeah, I'm going to do that." So I went and signed up the next week, and 6 months later, off I went.
Wow.
Yep.
So how long was that journey?
5 years.
5 years.
Yep.
Wow.
It was 5 years, and then I knew once I got out, I would somehow get involved with the sports world again. you know, and that brotherhood taught me a lot about coaching, wanting to be a coach, right? Because it's such a tight-knit brotherhood, and you long for that once you get out, right? It's just like, it's a vacuum that you can't get back, you know what I mean? And so football is probably the closest thing to that.
Okay.
So there you go.
So what was the segue from Navy SEAL into football? What was your first step of that journey?
Volunteer coaching. I got out in December of '97, and I started coaching in July of '98. All right, and it was at Diskey Middle School. A guy named Zach Clay gave me my first job, and so the rest is history. You know, I went from, you know, I was going to college, and I was just volunteer coaching, and then once I got out of college, I took a job in Georgia, and I was there for 4 or 5 years, and then I came back over in Alabama.
Are you originally from Alabama?
I am, Gadsden.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
So you're
I'm a
from
Gadsden boy.
Gadsden.
Yep.
So now
Yep.
you're back in
Born
Gadsden.
and raised. Yep.
Yeah. So when you were back in Gadsden, you're looking at where you were going.
Yep.
Did you have a first pick? Was Coosa Christian your first choice?
No. Coosa's not a place I ever really had a vision of going. My best friend's John Gross, who was the head coach of Jacksonville State, and we all come from Rush Probst's coaching tree. Okay, so that coaching tree's been really successful. Okay, there's no telling how many college coaches have came out of it, or, you know. And so my goal, I was actually the offense coordinator at Oxford the year we went to the semis, and so my goal was to get to the college level. That was my ultimate goal. I never wanted to go, you know, Coosa just wasn't a place that I really desired of going, to be frank with you. And so it didn't materialize that way. And so anyhow, in 2013, I kind of got bored, and I'm a challenge, goal-oriented guy. So in 2013, I got out of coaching altogether. And then I went and opened up businesses. And then in 2020, I got back into coaching, and I still own businesses, and so it just kind of mutated that way. That's all.
Yeah,
and it's good.
But now you're at Coosa Christian and enjoying it, and
yep.
Y'all had a really great year, right?
We did. Went to the state championship. The year before that, we went to the state semis. So we've had 2 really good years, and I think this year will, can be even better.
Sure. Well, so what do you think, Bo? Tell us about working with Coach here and getting to know him.
Well, when he took over Coosa, he's not going to tell you this, but I'll tell you this. When he took over Coosa, it was pretty bad. I mean, when you went in their weight room, first of all, they really have a weight room. They had 1 rack that you did pull-ups on and 1.5 benches, and maybe 2 squat racks, The weights and all were just rusted out. It was a bad situation. I believe when he got there, they were 1-29 or something like that in their last 30 games. So when he took it over, when I tell you it was a ground level build to what you see now, every piece of the puzzle was built, because it had to basically be scrapped. I mean, it was at rock bottom, and kids were not coming out to play. That was even in the hallways. And when you got there, at one time you were down to 9 kids. 10 kids total. You got to have 11 go out on the field.
That's what I was about to ask. How many do you have to have? What's your minimum?
Well, that was grades 7 through 12.
Yeah.
What? And there were 10?
Yeah.
So July will be 5 years ago is when I took it. So in July, when I went to meet with the kids, we had 10 total kids, 7 through 12.
Wow. That seems like a short amount of time to turn a program around.
Well, yeah, I can tell you how it all transpired. It's going to take a little bit. I don't know if we need to go to a break.
That's good. We have some time. Do you want to go ahead and go to a break before we go to that
come
story?
Back out. Well, yeah, I can.
Let's do it. We do need to check in on that local area weather. It looks like we might have some sunshiny days, but let's check in with Lacey Clontz and let her tell us exactly what's going on with your local area weather. We'll be right back.
Good morning, everyone. Today, temperatures are getting all the way up to 84 degrees, and we'll have mostly sunny skies with no chance of rain. Then tomorrow, we're going to have cloudy skies with a high of 82. Again, no chance of rain. But then on Wednesday, we are going to be seeing a 40% chance of showers, and the high will be 78 degrees. I'm Lacey Clontz with your TV24 weather.
You need strength, resilience, and hope to face life challenges. And I found all three at Gaston State Community College. I'm Jada Pickens, an office administration student at Gaston State's Ayers campus in Anniston. Along with attending classes, I work full-time. Life is very demanding. There's a real sense of support at Gaston State. The faculty and staff care about us as individuals and want us to thrive in the classroom and in life. Thank you, Gaston State, for giving me the wings to fly to new, unexpected heights.
Parents, I have something that'll teach your child how to follow directions and finish what they start. I'm talking about STEM. That's science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. Now we're having a free STEM extravaganza on Saturday, April 20th at the City Meeting Center in Anniston. Registration is free at academics.com. It's going to be STEM-tastic.
At Campers Unlimited, we offer a no-pressure experience, no hidden fees, and great service after the sale, making us one of the fastest-growing RV dealers in the Southeast. With our second location in Oxford, we offer a great selection of over 220 campers from top brands, including Grand Design. Our mission is to help friends and family spend time together in the great outdoors. At Campers Unlimited, you aren't just a customer, you are family. Check out our inventory at campersunlimited.net or come see us at Gaston or Oxford.
Hey everybody, this is Roper & Son Septic Service. I'm Ashley Roper, this is my dad Dwight Roper, and this is Mr. Phil Williams. And we're licensed and insured for pumping and for installing. If you can't use, you can. Let Ashley Roper be your septic tank man. Y'all have a blessed day.
I'm Lacey Klontz with your WEAC TV 24 Around the Mountain 95 second news update. Former football star and actor O.J. Simpson died Wednesday. In 1995, he was acquitted of the murders of Ron Goldman and his ex-wife Nicole Brown Simpson at his highly publicized trial. In 1997, a jury in a civil trial found him responsible for willingly and wrongfully causing their deaths. It ordered him to pay $33.5 million. According to a Goldman family lawyer, Simpson died owing millions to the family of Ron Goldman and Nicole Brown Simpson. He stated that the $33 million ballooned to $114 million due to unpaid interest charges. As of 2022, Simpson had only paid a tiny fraction of the sum, around $132,000. Simpson paid so little because he denied having sources of income or property that could be targeted by the court settlement. Simpson earned $400,000 a year from the NFL pensions, the Screen Actors Guild, and other sources, but they were protected from seizure. Most of the money that the Goldman family has received from Simpson has been through the sales of a book Simpson wrote about the deaths. According to their lawyer, Simpson died without penance. Simpson died from prostate cancer at age 76. Primary elections runoff vote day is tomorrow, Tuesday, April 16th. Voting will take place from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. The voting locations are the Oxford Civic Center, the Bynum Community Center, the Friendship Community Center, the Cheaha Clubhouse, and the Oxford Public Library. Tune in to WEAC TV 24 tonight for more local news at 5. For WEAC TV 24 and Mountain 95.1, I'm Lacey Klontz.
Welcome back to Rise and Shine right here on WEAC TV 24. It is Monday, April the 15th, 7:45 in the morning. Thank you for joining us. And Bo Starkey was going to tell us a little bit about a story that he had to share regarding Coosa Christian. So again, we're back with Bo Starkey and Coach O'Brien.
Yeah, so when Coach took over there, like I said, the weight room was pretty much obsolete. Some of the kids were playing football in what would you call it, almost pee-wee type equipment they had. youth league type equipment, shoulder pads and things like that. And then it was just bad. It was bad. Like Amanda and Jack was considering like shutting the sports programs down. It was that bad. So he took over and he had this vision, and he and I, when I interviewed him, he talked about that vision. He was like, this could be a dominant place, because Etowah County, since we've been playing high school sports, has been a dominant, area of the state, and it always has been. But over the last decade or so, it's really fallen off, and somebody needs to rise up from the ashes and do it the right way, and get these kids fired up. And that was his vision. He's like, I want to put Etowah County back on the map. So how do you do that? Well, nowadays the kids want to play and come out and be a part of something that looks good. It's got to look good. It's got to be a right fit for the kids, and you got to really work kids with discipline, things like that. So he immediately come in and he had a vision. If you go to Coosa's gym there upstairs, they were using this big old area for storage. They just had junk in there. So he rolled the big rollback dumpster back there, threw all that stuff out. He looked online and bought turf from a college in Arkansas, wasn't it? Mm-hmm. And now he has turf that up there. Now they have an indoor field. And then step by step, he went and bought new uniforms. He changed the color. The old traditional Coosa colors was the royal type blue. And he went and changed it to this new blue. He said, if we're going to change everything, we need to change it all. Mm-hmm. So he changed to this type blue. And then he bought new uniforms. Then he bought new helmets. And then he said, what are the things we can do right here, right now, that everybody else ain't doing? And those things were feeding the players. He started feeding the players, all right? Then he started tutoring the players. He had a tutor come in and tutor the kids, and then they were feeding them, now they feed them 3 meals a day and snacks in between.
Wow. So
the kids can eat 3 meals a day and have snacks in between. But you had to work to that. He worked with the food pantry and other places, because you can't this money's just don't show up.
That's what I was just hearing dollar signs when you were talking.
Very expensive.
It's a process, but he did it in a way where it's step by step. And he knew he had to get rid of those weights, so he started ordering piece by piece, and then he brought in this weight room, But he's done a really good job of going out and getting money for this, because Coosa's not it's a privately owned school, so it's it don't have the same funding as other places. Mm-hmm. But with that though, you have more freedoms. If you have the right leaders in place, so that's helped him along. But he does a lot of really good stuff as far as going out in the community and fighting for his kids, like getting the sponsors, getting people to want to come in and be a part and donate and help the kids out. And none of that stuff would happen unless, there's a lot of hard work behind the scenes and a lot of, fighting for your kids and things like that, which he's done a really good job of. And to see what it is now to what he took over, mm-hmm. Courtney, it's not even a different world, it's a different universe.
Oh, wow.
I mean, just the mentality, the way the kids look, and now they have, to fast forward, he's not going to tell you any of this, that's why I'm going to tell you, because he won't tell you any of this. But now, if you walk in their facility right now, kids eat 3 meals a day plus snacks in between. There's tutoring there available if they need it.
That's great.
They have how many different uniform combinations?
More than 50.
Yeah, they could change out their uniform like more than 50 times. They got like 3 different helmets.
Wow.
3 different full helmets, plus they're getting shells, so they could even change that out even more. Their weight room is, how many racks is in there?
20, 18, something like that.
They got a turfed weight room with like 20 different racks in there. And the next steps, they're putting locker rooms, brand new locker rooms in coaches' offices, and a Jumbotron upstairs, and they got 2 charter buses that they've purchased. And all this, people think, oh, that's just Coosa, they got money. Well, if that's the case, why wasn't they always doing it? You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
When he got there, they were using Pee Wee equipment, and they had no weight room, they had no vision. But to go from that and just under 5 years to what you see now, it's 2 different planets.
I wish we had some photos. You'll have to make sure to share with us.
We can share them on.
Yeah.
We'll get them shared on 24.
Yeah, for sure, because that sounds really impressive. So how did you make all that happen in such a short time?
I'm a routine guy, so I told you that before the show. I'm not much into taking any time off. I think the house should be used to sleep, and that's it. And so I just work a lot, you know, and fortunately I had a bunch of people to buy into this vision, and we started raising a lot of money now. Probably $125,000 a year is what I raise. And so when you got that kind of money rolling in, you can make some big changes, right? And so, and you try to being a business owner, you try to take a business model. Like before 2013, you know, I was never a business owner. I was just a football coach. So I never took a football program as a business model. But when you've done the business thing for some time, you look at ways smartly how you can flip something and make it work, right? Like hanging a Jumbotron. Okay, that's good, but what does it do? Well, it makes me $50,000 a year in advertisement. Over a 10-year period, that's $500,000. So those are the things like that I take, you know, and I process it to make it make sense, right? And so that's really, I mean, there's no magic to it. It's just work. You just work. And you have a vision, and you believe in your vision, and the Lord blesses your vision, then you just, you know, it all come to fruition.
And the people that you said that had the buy-in, were these people in the community, or these people on the board, people at the school?
So Amanda's the principal, Amanda Justice, and then Jack Justice, her husband, is on the board. And so Jack was the one that approached me, you know, 4.5 years ago about this deal. And I initially told him no, I didn't really have time. And, you know, he asked me several times, and I finally said, okay, I'll do it, you know, under these guidelines. And so that's kind of what happened, you know. Yeah. But we've got a great support system. You know, Pastor Jason Ellen, he's a phenomenal dude. I don't even go to his church, and, you know, and that's the school, right? All right, and we're still close. I go to another church, right? And then you've got all the board members, and then you got Jack, and you got Amanda, and even in the school now, even the teachers in the school, they've all bought in to this mentality, and it's worked, and the school's growing, you know, and we're up to around 400 kids. I think it was around 175, 180 5 years ago, and we're up to around 400 now. So, you know, it's just working out really well. And it's everybody. It's not one person that made this happen, right? It's everybody, plus Lord blessing this to make it happen. Through our hard work, He sees it and He blesses it.
All right. So you said that there were 10 kids that were registered to play football.
Right.
How many do you have now?
55.
Okay.
50, 55, something like that.
That's a pretty good increase.
Yeah.
So what age do they start football at?
So we start, you know, like most schools doesn't start weightlifting until they get in the 9th grade. We don't do that. We begin weightlifting them the second semester of their 6th grade year. Okay? And there again, there's the buy-in from the teachers, right? So the second semester of their 6th grade year, they begin full-time weightlifting year-round. And so that's kind of the process.
Why is that in other traditional places that they wait until 9th grade? Because of the ability, or because of the way that the child?
I think probably, you know, some of it is you've got a middle school at a different location. Take Southside, for example, right? So you got Rainbow Middle School, and then you got Southside High School. Well, it's hard for one guy to be at two places at one time.
Okay.
And maybe the Board of Education doesn't want to invest in a strength coach at the middle school. Okay, so now that 7th, 8th grade, and I'm just using that as an example, maybe they do lift, I don't know. But I'm just telling you that's more than likely the reason for most of these schools. They don't want to put a strength coach. Now you've got to buy all that equipment, house it at the middle school. You may not have room, you see. So gotcha. I think those are some of the reasons.
So
we're all on
like
one campus.
Personal development of the child, so it's safe for them to start lifting at the age of 6.
It is.
Or 6th grade.
Yeah.
So around 12.
Yep.
Okay. So kind of get started then if you have the ability.
Yep.
to have the personnel and to have the equipment
and
to have the
nutrition.
ability.
Nutrition is incredibly important.
Yes.
Yeah, so and that's a big thing. Nutrition. If you're not feeding the kids, then the most important part of weightlifting is not weightlifting; it's eating. All right. The second most important part of weightlifting is weightlifting, right? And so you got to be able to feed the kids. And a lot of times these kids today, they on a transient diet, so whatever they see on the run, they're grabbing a bag of chips and eating. That's not nutrition. So we feed them real meals.
I'd love to see some of your daily meal routine.
Yeah,
Will you describe like a typical meal that you would feed one of your players?
Yeah. So during the summer or during the
school year?
Yeah, during the school year. Sausage, eggs, bacon, grits for breakfast with chocolate milk. I also have 50 gallons of chocolate milk to come in every week.
Oh, wow.
Okay, and that's protein. So orange juice, that may be a breakfast. Lunch is, of course, now that we're during the school year, I can use the lunch room to provide that lunch. And then dinner time, my sister, she cooks the meals during dinner time. And it could be lasagna, it could be beef tips and rice with green beans.
Yum.
With banana pudding, and then the lunch or the snacks in between, and we have a host of things from you name it. Any junk food that could go through your mind is sitting on that countertop for snacks.
So you're good with junk food then?
I'm okay with
snacks?
Yeah, I'm okay with that.
Like chips and
Yeah.
cookies.
They're gonna burn it off.
They're gonna burn it off. Yeah, they're gonna burn it off.
So those
you know.
good carbs that they need to have.
The key is the nutrition of the, breakfast, lunch, dinner.
And proteins.
And proteins, yeah. And so that's kind of what we do.
Well, another thing that I know that is very important to feed besides their body is their minds.
Yeah.
And we're going to touch on that when we get back from break, because I want to hear about the tutoring and those things that you...
Absolutely.
Yes. So stay tuned. You're watching Rise and Shine right here on WEAC TV 24. We will be right back.
Good morning, everyone. Today, temperatures are getting all the way up to 84 degrees, and we'll have mostly sunny skies with no chance of rain. Then tomorrow, we're going to have cloudy skies with a high of 82. Again, no chance of rain. But then on Wednesday, we are going to be seeing a 40% chance of showers, and the high will be 78 degrees. I'm Lacey Klontz with your TV 24 weather.
Hi, Jake, Regional Vice President of LSI Staffing. LSI Staffing is a privately owned and family-operated business that was established in 1986. We specialize in commercial, light industrial staffing, warehouse, manufacturing, production, and assembly. If you're a company in the area looking for a new staffing partner, we'd love to talk to you. If you're an employee looking for a great job that offers benefits day one and competitive pay, come see us. Once again, you can find us at www.lsistaffing.com.
Gardens on Air is a unique farm right here in East Central Alabama, family owned and operated since 2010. It is the state's largest indoor hydroponic farm. Gardens on Air's goal is to feed, educate, and be immersed in the community they are located in. They want to teach people what it truly means to eat local and support local. Gardens on Air, located in Hopes Bluff, Alabama.
everybody, Scoot from Hooligan Harley, your one-stop shop for all your motorcycle needs, ranging anywhere from our new and pre-owned motorcycle inventory, all the parts and accessories you could ever ask for in our parts department, all the gear you could ever need while riding in our motor clothes department, and of course our award-winning service department. Don't forget to check out our events tab on our website to keep up with everything we got going on. And remember guys, if nobody has it, Hooligan has it. I'll see you soon.
I'm Lacey Klontz with your WEAC TV24 Around the Mountain 95 second news update. Former football star and actor O.J. Simpson died Wednesday. In 1995, he was acquitted of the murders of Ron Goldman and his ex-wife Nicole Brown Simpson at his highly publicized trial. In 1997, a jury in a civil trial found him responsible for willingly and wrongfully causing their deaths. It ordered him to pay $33.5 million. According to a Goldman family lawyer, Simpson died owing millions to the family of Ron Goldman and Nicole Brown Simpson. He stated that the $33 million ballooned to $114 million due to unpaid interest charges. As of 2022, Simpson had only paid a tiny fraction of the sum, around $132,000. Simpson paid so little because he denied having sources of income or property that could be targeted by the court settlement. Simpson earned $400,000 a year from the NFL pensions, the Screen Actors Guild, and other sources, but they were protected from seizure. Most of the money that the Goldman family has received from Simpson has been through the sales of a book Simpson wrote about the deaths. According to their lawyer, Simpson died without penance. Simpson died from prostate cancer at age 76. Primary elections runoff vote day is tomorrow, Tuesday, April 16th. Voting will take place from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. The voting locations are the Oxford Civic Center, the Bynum Community Center, the Friendship Community Center, the Chiahaw Clubhouse, and the Oxford Public Library. Tune in to WEAC TV 24 tonight for more local news at 5. For WEAC TV 24 and the Mountain 95.1, I'm Lacey Klontz.
Welcome back to Rise and Shine right here on WEAC TV 24. It is Monday, April the 15th. It's tax day. If you hadn't got your taxes done, make sure you run out today. I think they're due by midnight. So as long as you get them in by midnight.
Some people's cringing right now.
I know. That is the day, right?
Yeah,
Those are the things that we have to do in life, right? It's taxes.
That's right.
Those are the two guaranteed. I heard someone say one time the two guaranteed things is you die and pay taxes.
Hey, the guy, when I was getting my taxes done last week, he told me there was a guy that came to him that IRS sent him a letter he hadn't filed in 10 years.
What?
And they was about to try to put him in jail.
Well, yeah.
He had to get it straightened out. And I said, I bet that was fun for you, buddy. And he's like, yeah. I was in here for hours.
I would be way too anxious for that. But I do appreciate all those accountants working hard out there.
Absolutely.
I know this is their busy time. And speaking of accountants and minds and utilizing that, one of the things that stood out to me, of course, sports is super important. And, you know, I was telling Coach, I've gained a new appreciation and admiration for athletes and for sports in the last, especially 8 years of my life. But also education is super important. And when I hear you say that you have tutors, I think that's so incredible. Tell us a little bit about that. How do you promote education within your team?
Well, so Amanda and the assistant principal, Julie Dale, they do, they're all on board. And the thing is that I tell people this, you can have a good football season and be bad the following year and be good the following year and be bad. That's called an ebb and a flow. And you can do that with, if you have a great administration, you can continue to go up, okay? All right, and a lot of times that thing will do that, and that's usually the signs of a not so good administration, okay? All right, but they're so bought in, like Julie, the assistant principal, she really works with the athletes. If we have a kid struggling, she sends us grades every Thursday. So we know exactly where the kids need help at. And then we provide them with spaces inside the school to get them help, okay? And if it's an English, then Miss Towel there, she could help out there, whatever,
Ruth.
right? Ruth with math.
She does ACT too as well.
Science with low-E meals, so that's just to name a few. But so Julie does a really good job. She understands the importance of sports, and so does Amanda. They understand the importance. They understand morale is a direct correlation with athletics. Okay, the morale of a school is a direct correlation with athletics. So if you're having a good athletic program, you're gonna have good morale at the school. I think they get that, and so we just try to mend it all together. We don't try to have it one way or the other. We try to do it all, and so that's hence the tutoring aspect of it, you know. And sometimes these kids need tutors, and it's okay.
They spend a lot of time, you know, thinking about sports and then exercise and working out, and sometimes, and then of course you have the social. You know, you have to have when you're young. I guess all the time you have to have that social aspect of your life, and then sometimes grades can kind of be on the back burner.
Unfortunately, a lot of times that can be the case. I think we've got a good prevention plan with Julie and Amanda, and I think we can get to that before it occurs. Okay. And so we're blessed. Again, great administration it helps. You can't function one of these things without a great administration. Absolutely. It just won't work.
Absolutely. Well, good. Well, Bo, tell us, what did you see this past season that stood out to you?
Well, he, you know, coming into this season, the year before they made it to the semifinals. So up until that point, on paper, you know, you're flying in under the radar, so to speak. You know, they're not supposed to be here. Anytime you're recreating something or you get to what I call parts unknown is, are they supposed to be here? Are they arrived? Well, the year before when they make it to the semifinals, they're not sliding in under nobody's radar anymore. So they're circled by a lot of people like this is a real team. This is, you know, these guys are for real. They're not going anywhere. So this season had a whole different approach to it. And I want to rewind the clock a little bit. There's a gentleman, it was a friend of mine, I hooked these two guys up that runs coach's defense and his strength and conditioning, and his name's Teddy Whitmire. He joined the staff with Coach O'Brien, how many years ago? Is it 3 now?
Yeah.
And he handles his strength and conditioning, and he handles his defensive work and stuff. So Teddy's lifting these guys year round or whatever. So the amount of time and discipline they spend in that weight room I haven't, I mean, maybe 1 or 2 places in the state I've seen it. You know what I mean?
And you've seen a lot.
I've seen a lot. I've seen them all from 7A. And I can tell you right now, I know state champions that don't work out near as hard as they do. And that's, you know, hand before God. I'm in all their weight rooms. I see what everybody does. And it's hard for you to realize that transition to get them to the point where they could go reach at semis or whatever. Kids who's had that, in the Bible they talk about grasshoppers. You know, the chosen land was right there, but they looked at the giants and they wouldn't go over there because they said, we're just like grasshoppers to them. It's a mentality. Even though God told them it's their promised land, but they still had the grasshopper mentality. To get that out of kids, it says something. So what he's done a good job of is he schedules up. So they go play teams that they shouldn't even be on the field with. I mean, I'm going to be honest with you, and he can tell you about Gatlinburg. They went and played Gatlinburg-Pittman, who had several D1s. They went to Gatlinburg to play them. I mean, this is like a 3rd or 4th round playoff team in Tennessee that's like 3 or 4 classifications higher than them.
Oh, wow.
And Gatlinburg-Pittman got out of there by the skin of their teeth.
Really?
I mean, barely. Coosa was about to beat them. And Gatlinburg finally got out of there, you know, and won that game. That was last year when they went to or year before when they went to the semis that year. I seen things change in that game. All right, so, and then they went on all the way to the semis, and you hadn't seen this play, Courtney, but it's one of the most controversial plays in state in probably the last 25, 30 years. They lost by an inch.
What?
To go into the state championship game.
Oh, yeah. Man.
By an inch. So they had that in their mentality.
Yeah.
All right, and their psyche. So that's what led into this season. So going into this season, you know, they played Handley and Pell City in a jamboree. So Handley's a 4A power that was favored to win the state in 4A. And then Pell City's a 6A team coached by Rush Probst. And then they went and played a 3A semifinalist in Geraldine. And then who else did you play this year? I can't remember off the top of my head. My mind is too. Yeah. But anyways,
it's early.
Yeah. But anyways, so they got rolling, and you seen about what week was it? 7, 6. he gets a ruling from the state of Alabama that deems all their games losses.
Yeah, can we touch on that? I know that
I'm going to hand it off to him on that point, but yeah.
I've heard a lot about that. I honestly don't know much about it, but I'd love to hear it since we have you, because there's a lot of things that people can say, but from you actually know what's going on. So tell us about it, Coach.
Well, we'll go down whatever road you want to go down with it. I'm an open book. Do you just want I guess you could say, do you just want what was ruled on? I'll tell you what was ruled on, then you can ask questions off of it. Perfect. How about that? All right, so we hired ADs because, again, the school's it's really a poor private school, okay? We do not have, buckets of money like most private schools. We do not have that. It's not true, okay? And so we hired 3 ADs, all right, to help, and that could involve grass cutting, that can involve whatever, right? Logistics, driving kids to participate in their sporting event, whatever it is, right? Cleaning the gym. It literally could be anything. And so what the state ruled that we wasn't allowed to have 3 ADs. Then we compounded that with, wait a minute now, 12% of all 1A schools have 3 ADs.
And tell me what an AD is.
Athletic director.
Athletic director. Okay, just making sure we all know.
And so we said, wait a minute now, 12% of 1A schools have 3 ADs. And they said, well, you took the spirit of the rule and broke it. I'm like, okay. So what they said we did was this. We had 3 ADs, and these guys all worked full time. After they got off from work, they would work full time. And so we had one kid that his dad was an AD. One kid on the whole team, one. And so they made it, since he played, they made us forfeit all of our games.
Is there a rule against
No, there's there's not a rule. It was a made-up rule, and it was fabricated by the. Well, we're going there, right?
It's up to you.
We're going there. It was fabricated by Etowah County Board of Education and the Cherokee County Board of Education. The 2 superintendents got together and made sure to turn us in, and they said we broke the spirit of the rule. However, they don't get to claim the spirit of the rule. The rule book says, matter of fact, Department of Labor, United States Department of Labor says that it is up to the entity to define what full-time and part-time is. Well, they came in and defined it for us. The AHSAA defined it for us, which broke what the United States Department of Labor says. And that's where our problem was. That's why we appealed it and reappealed it. And we lost because everybody that sat on the appeals sat on the district appeals, it seems like, And so it was a political witch hunt, and it was put together, it was orchestrated by a so-called Hall of Fame coach in Etowah County. He organized this witch hunt, and he had convinced, the powers to be in Etowah County that this was the right move, that we were abusing the rule, which we wasn't. We're talking about one player. It was all fabricated, and here's the bottom line, Courtney. This is the bottom line. And this ain't politically correct what we're saying, but we're giving the truth. And to be honest with you, I would invite anybody from the AHSA to come on, and we can, if you would be okay with it, and sit right here, and we could talk about that, right? Because we were wronged. The problem is, most of these coaches in this state are lazy, and they don't want to work hard. And so when you go rough up the apple cart, and you get kids transferring into your school because you're doing things that they're too lazy to do, it offends them. And so that's what happened. This thing become a witch hunt.
Was it reversed though? So it was
never reversed.
It was never reversed.
So we started out 0-5. We'd won all those games. We had to forfeit all our games, and then we just went undefeated from there on out. And we ended up going to state championship. So, what they tried to do to us backfired on them. Now, we still lost the state championship game, but,
How did that affect the morale of the children?
It just about destroyed them. To be honest with you, they sit there and they've worked their guts out for 4 years, and we're talking about one kid, and he's a great kid, and he didn't do anything wrong, and neither did his dad. We followed their rule book, just like I told the president of the HSA, if you don't like your rule book, change it, and we'll follow it.
I can definitely feel your passion on this.
Yes, passion, because it took the kids everything they worked for, and you ripped it away from them because you had a problem with your own rule book. And I got a problem with you when you do that.
Yeah,
and
it's a
so
tough one.
It's a tough pill to swallow. And they're not the ones that has to look at those kids every day. Because I'm going to tell you something. Many of these administrators don't care about kids. They care about their own agendas. That's what they care about. And that's the facts. And that's not popular. But I've seen it day in and day out. Many of these administrators don't give the first crap about a kid. As long as their protection of power is in place, they're good. As long as they CYA, they're good. But it's not about the kids with them. And if it was about the kids with them, this would have never happened.
And we definitely have to keep it about the kids. And hey, I hate to go to a break. We're going to just go to a quick break because I want to hear a little bit more about this. So stay tuned. You're watching Rise and Shine right here on TV24. We'll be right back.
Good morning, everyone. Today, temperatures are getting all the way up to 84 degrees, and we'll have mostly sunny skies with no chance of rain. Then tomorrow, we're going to have cloudy skies with a high of 82. Again, no chance of rain. But then on Wednesday, we are going to be seeing a 40% chance of showers, and the high will be 78 degrees. I'm Lacey Klontz with your TV24 weather.
You need strength, resilience, and hope to face life challenges. And I found all three at Gaston State Community College. I'm Jada Pickens, an office administration student at Gaston State's Ayers campus in Anniston. Along with attending classes, I work full-time. Life is very demanding. There's a real sense of support at Gaston State. The faculty and staff care about us as individuals and want us to thrive in the classroom and in life. Thank you, Gaston State, for giving me the wings to fly to new, unexpected heights.
Parents, I have something that'll teach your child how to follow directions and finish what they start. I'm talking about STEM. That's science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. Now we're having a free STEM extravaganza on Saturday, April 20th at the City Meeting Center in Anniston. Registration is free at academics.com. It's going to be STEM-tastic.
I'm Lacey Klontz with your WEAC TV24 Rain Mountain 95 second news update. Former football star and actor O.J. Simpson died Wednesday. In 1995, he was acquitted of the murders of Ron Goldman and his ex-wife Nicole Brown Simpson at his highly publicized trial. In 1997, a jury in a civil trial found him responsible for willingly and wrongfully causing their deaths. It ordered him to pay $33.5 million. According to a Goldman family lawyer, Simpson died owing millions to the family of Ron Goldman and Nicole Brown Simpson. He stated that the $33 million ballooned to $114 million due to unpaid interest charges. As of 2022, Simpson had only paid a tiny fraction of the sum, around $132,000. Simpson paid so little because he denied having sources of income or property that could be targeted by the court settlement. Simpson earned $400,000 a year from the NFL pensions, the Screen Actors Guild, and other sources, but they were protected from seizure. Most of the money that the Goldman family has received from Simpson has been through the sales of a book Simpson wrote about the deaths. According to their lawyer, Simpson died without penance. Simpson died from prostate cancer at age 76. Primary elections runoff vote day is tomorrow, Tuesday, April 16th. Voting will take place from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. The voting locations are the Oxford Civic Center, the Bynum Community Center, the Friendship Community Center, the Chiaha Clubhouse, and the Oxford Public Library. Tune in to WEAC TV 24 tonight for more local news at 5. For WEAC TV 24 and the Mountain 95.1, I'm Lacey Fox.
Welcome back to Rise and Shine right here on TV24. It is April 15th, 8:20 in the morning, and we do want to, always open this up for the community to come and have a platform to get the word out about whatever you would like to. And so, Coach, I did ask you a question. I didn't realize it was going to be something that's so passionate, but you are passionate about that. And one of the things that I really want to hear more about is the morale of how the children, when they work so hard for something and then something is taken away from them, no matter what the reason, when they work that hard, they can either feel defeated or they can work together. And you set a goal to at the next game, let's rally together and let's put as many points on the scoreboard as we can. And how many points was that you?
Yeah, well, I think you got to, when you look at the kids and say your season is now 0-5, okay, you can just see the kids, they feel like their season's over, all right? I don't even know how to describe that feeling. I'm sitting there looking at them. I remember like it was yesterday. It's just going through my brain now. And they're looking like, we didn't do anything wrong. And now you're having to explain that process. And then you got to show tough love to back that up. Okay, guys, you can feel sorry for yourself. Nobody cares. If you feel sorry for yourself, nobody cares. You don't get free bonus points for feeling sorry for yourself. Or you can, come together, stick together, and let's go prove to this state that we're dogs, we're men, okay? And so they chose the latter, thankfully, okay? It made them mad, and I told them, I said, and I was on Bo's show, I said, hey, look, man, we ain't pulling the dogs off, okay? They did this to us, this is on them. It ain't for me to show pity on another team. It is up for that team to be coached up to compete against us, okay? So I was tired of playing, I was done with playing Mr. Nice Guy, and it was no knock on that coach. I actually liked that coach a lot, but it was just wrong place, wrong time. And so we ended up and we scored a bunch of points.
How many was that?
It was 94.
94 points in one game.
Yeah.
Those kids were ready to come out and play.
They were mad, and so that school happened to be from where that superintendent that made that decision comes from. So that was his school system. So that's easy for the kids to get up. I don't have to coach those kids. They know what happened to them. And so what am I supposed to do? Tell them to play, to take knees? I'm not doing that. Not doing that. It is up for them to stop us. It ain't up to us to sit there and roll over and play dead just so we can play a politically correct game. I'm not doing that. I'm not a PC guy anyway.
So, in going forward, what is in store for the Coosa Christian football team?
Well, I'm going to rewind for a minute.
Okay, go ahead.
Being a part of the media and being able to cover all this, it was wild.
Sure.
Because all eyes in the state, once all that transpired, Coach said what he said, and then come on my show and talked about the frustrations and things. It was just crazy to experience all that. So, and then seeing the kids rally and use it as a rallying point, that was special to see that it didn't destroy the team, which it could have. You know what I mean? Just like we talked about morale being everything, but they come together and they played their guts out down the stretch, which is what you want teams to do during adversity. And Coach and I being friends and then being a part of the media and covering all this.
Yeah, because you're in all of the schools.
We're in all the schools, but he and I are friends off the field, more importantly. Jack, Justice, Amanda as well, So seeing this from my standpoint was it was crazy. I mean, it was like having, like MTV Two-A-Days with Rush used to be on. It was that type of in-state media attention. It was constant. Then the 94-point game, and it was even more like that made Max Preps, and then the nation seen it, and everybody was like, what's going on with this team? It's just crazy.
Really, it could just grow the program even more because of the...
It did because of
It did grow the program.
Yeah. And then we were doing a documentary series with them called Conqueror's Quest, and it was just getting views, like thousands and thousands of views. It was crazy. So this off season, Todd and I talked, Coach and I talked, and we're in the process of working out doing a television show here through TV24 where we go out and document and do a weekly show similar to like Two-A-Days or MTV Hard Knocks this time, but through television this year with them. So that's what we're working on the details right now.
Good.
Because there's no hiding from it now. Not just from a media perspective, it's a good place to be because people want to know.
Sure.
How do you go from 1-29 to a semifinals and then up 14-0 in the state championship game and barely losing at the end? How does that happen in a short period of time? Yeah. And then the stuff comes down with the state, the ASHIA ruling comes down, which brings even more eyeballs to them, and then the 94-point game, more eyeballs, and then now they're circled on everybody. They're moving up in classification. So there's so many storylines there. So Todd and I and Coach talked, and we're working on getting that put together right now, which will be something very huge. If we can get it all the kinks worked out, which we're very, very, very close right now, it's going to be huge for 24 Coosa and Average Joe's all in one.
That'll be great. That'll be something definitely to look forward to looking at, and can create some transparency too, and to show like what all goes on. Because like not knowing sports, I don't know about all of the politics behind it and all of the moving parts there.
We're going to do a show with Coach O'Brien as well, and Alan's another friend of ours who is a airborne ranger, who's wrote a book on leadership, and he used to be he's converted from Judaism to Christian now, and they wrote a book about his journey doing that, his journey being a leader, his journey as an airborne ranger, and he's a Navy SEAL, so they have fun. You ought to see them eat breakfast together, and they talk trash to each other.
I'd want to watch that show.
Yeah, that one, we're going to do that one in studio here. It's going to be an hour-long segment we're going to do here pretty soon. So.
Well, Coach, your passion definitely shows through on your team and your program, and with Average Joe's. I know that you love to support the high school community, and appreciate all that you do for that and all you do there. So best wishes to you. Thank you for coming on this morning. I hope we didn't get you too.
No, I'm fine. You know, I'm not a politician. Don't ever want to be.
Yeah.
So, you know, I'm just an old football coach that's going to voice his opinion, and there's this thing called freedom of speech, and it's a beautiful thing. You know, it's something that I fought and I was willing to die for, and for some reason, a lot of these people in power doesn't care for freedom of speech too much, and so when you speak out, they turn against you. But that's okay. We can still be friends.
It is, and we want to provide that platform for our community to be able to come and share your story and to talk about things. I hope you'll come back. I think we could use another hour of this, because I feel like there's so much more to touch on, and I know be looking forward to Average Joe's, because there are going to be some extended interviews and talking more on this. So if you want to hear more, make sure you also follow Average Joe's Sports Talk on any of your social media platforms, as well as, of course, right here on WEAC TV24. That's our time for the day. We appreciate you. Thank you for visiting. Thank you for tuning in. If you have any questions, please let us know. You're welcome to comment or send us a message. You can also email me at Courtney@TV24.tv with any questions, suggestions, or if you would like to be a guest right here on Rise and Shine. So we wish you a wonderful day, Monday, April 15th. And thanks again for, I got to tell you, Jerome McQueen will be in the studio tomorrow morning. We're going to talk about academics. So make sure you're tuning in tomorrow also. So again, thank you, gentlemen. I appreciate your time, and thank you, and have a great day.
At Campers Unlimited, we offer a no-pressure experience, no hidden fees, and great service after the sale, making us one of the fastest-growing RV dealers in the Southeast. With our second location in Oxford, we offer a great selection of over 220 campers from top brands, including Grand Design. Our mission is to help friends and family spend time together in the great outdoors. At Campers Unlimited, you aren't just a customer, you are family. Check out our inventory at campersunlimited.net or come see us at Gaston or Oxford.
Hey everybody, this is Roper and Son Septic Service. I'm Ashley Roper. This is my dad, Dwight Roper. And this is Mr. Phil Wiggins. And we're licensed and insured for pumping and for installing. If you can't use, you can. Let Ashley Roper be your secretary. Y'all have a blessed day.